What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Croaked. On this episode, we have a really special guest. Please welcome Mr. Nick Jones.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
What's up, buddy?
Doing good, doing good.
How you doing, man? You guys might know him as Chowder, or his more predominant role as Flower in Bambi II.
The one I'm really famous for.
Yeah. But yeah, this guy, he voiced Chowder for years. I know a lot of people watched Chowder growing up. It's definitely a big part of my childhood. And I'm definitely glad to have you on. Thanks for coming on, man.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So I wanted to talk about your time on Chowder a little bit.
Of course.
We won't focus completely on it. We'll just touch around here and there, feel around, grab around.
Well, it is a kid's show, so
yeah. So I wanted to talk about like your early on stuff. I wanted to mention something about, I heard in a TikTok you had made actually about you being in a music video.
Yeah,
was it Chris Jericho's
band?
I
was in two music videos. Two. I was in Fozzy Song, which is Chris Jericho's band. That was the first music video I did. I was in there. I forget what the song is called, of course, but it's one of the earlier ones on their like first or second album.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that was my first like music video role, I guess.
That's really interesting. I saw Chris Jericho's band actually live a while back with it was actually Goat Whore. I went and saw a Goat Whore.
Oh my god, that's awesome. Holy shit.
They played like right after them, so it was very weird lineup, but
that is a weird freaking lineup.
Yeah. It was at a small bar, so I guess it kind of makes sense. But what was the second video you said you were in? You were in two?
I was also in, and this one's even greater, because it is the fucking weirdest thing ever. It's a band. Well, it's more of like I think it's like a solo project of a guy. It's just Kennedy, but the song is called "Who's Loving Your Mama?" And if you ever get the chance, you should definitely look it up because it is the greatest fucking music video you will ever see in your life. It is an acid trip and a half. And the song is all about the main chorus is nobody loves you like your mama loves you, but who's loving your mama? I am. It is just the greatest ever.
The age-old question.
Oh my gosh, I see the preview for the video there. It's already a trip.
Yeah, it is
a total acid trip already.
It is an acid trip and a half. It is crazy.
Oh man, that's amazing.
Wow, which one are you more proud of?
Oh, Who's Loving Your Mama? Come on. You don't even gotta ask. Well, mainly because it on a more of like a not like prideful sort of like scale. I'm like the main focal point because I'm the kid whose mama's being loved. Yes. So I'm like the main like character besides Kennedy, and in the Fozzy video I'm like in there for like a split second, like blink and you'll miss me. Although I am a very focal point in the music video for sure, but it's get more airtime on the mama video, and come on, like
Chowder, we gotta figure out who's loving your mama.
Oh man. So I read something somewhere that your mother was actually a radio host. I wanted to ask about that.
My god, yes indeed. My mother I think it was before my brother was born. He's 4 years older than me. And then a little bit after he was born, my mother was a radio DJ for I want to say it for us, for anyone in Houston. It was the station that was before the Buzz, which I don't listen to radio often, so I don't even know what tuning it is, but it was what the Buzz turned into. I think, and she was there. I forget what her like radio name was, but yeah, she did that for a while, a good long while, before her and my dad had kids.
Okay.
And then she stopped whenever, she tried to make it work whenever Peyton was born, my brother, but she didn't like always being away from Peyton, so then she quit, and there you go.
Okay, that's interesting. I really like little facts like that. It's pretty.
Yeah, that's kind of it. Yeah, so, I'm known for voice acting, and my mother did radio work for I think like a decade or so before we were born.
That's awesome.
I've got a follow-up question on that. This is just off the top of my head, but who at the time was loving your mama?
I believe that would be my father at the time. Yes.
So you had 6 more episodes actually scheduled for Chowder.
Yes.
And they never actually came to fruition.
Yeah.
So I noticed that I was rewatching Chowder actually not long back, and it really felt like the last episode didn't feel like the last episode.
Yes.
I know you had mentioned it had went through a rewrite. Do you
yeah,
know
I
much
have
about
the only like I have of course, because I have like all my storyboards and stuff. I couldn't find the original storyboard, because I also some of them just didn't keep, we didn't keep every single one. We kept most of them.
Yeah.
Some of them, it's also depending on, sometimes I'd stay out to California for a while, and those wouldn't be shipped to here, and it's not like we'd take those back to Texas. But
I gotcha.
I do have the revised storyboard of, and I think I probably have one of the original scripts around here somewhere about it was just meant to be a weird episode, like a what if of Chowder growing up, but then the network, of course, is getting cold feet on all the cartoon shows, which is hilarious considering the network was called Cartoon Network.
Yeah,
they're getting cold feet. They wanted to push C and Real a tremendous amount, which of course ended up biting them in the ass later on, which is hilarious.
Sure.
But so we had 6 episodes still slated for season 3, that then just kept on getting pushed back. I talked about how the show was on before getting officially canceled. The show was on hiatus for 2 years, and then it was all right, yeah, we're not doing this. It's officially done and dusted.
I remember back watching it being like, man, where's the new Chowder? Because it was one of my favorite shows at the time easily. So I was very highly anticipating new ones. And I want to say there was a Christmas one that came out way in between episodes one year.
Yeah.
And it threw me off a little bit because it was so displaced from the rest of the
season. Yeah. I think we did a couple of Christmas episodes. I could be wrong though. That might have just been a multi-parter. Again, when recording, it's we do them in 4-hour segments, which equal up to an 11-minute episode, because that's how the show is structured. With the you get the 2 episodes per episode, so 2 11-minute episodes in the 24-minute long or 22-minute long episodes. So
okay. Hashtag release the green black cut, man.
No, right? I think later on. I think even later on, because I've had people mention this to me. I think later on, Carl had even mentioned the idea of maybe turning either turning the 6 episodes that were slated into a movie, or writing a separate movie. And apparently, he was thinking about writing a movie at some point. I learned about this recently because people told me about it, because he said in an interview, but I at the time heard nothing of it.
Mm-hmm. I read some things that there was supposed to be a movie, and Chowder and Panini were going to kiss or something, and I've read that at several places. There was just a lot of speculation around it. I'm sure a lot of it's just just speculation. But
yeah.
So I was reading about some of the special guests on the show and read that you were very excited about Arbor specifically because
of course
Ron Perlman.
Oh man, there's a whole story behind that. Basically, one of the Christmas episodes, he comes back because I missed the day Ron Perlman was in the studio, and I remember I was obsessed with Hellboy at the time, and so Carl wrote in a he wrote in a specific, like a cameo for Arbor for him to come back for the Christmas episode that we recorded the next week, so that Ron Perlman could come by and meet me specifically. He specifically wrote him in so I can meet him.
That's awesome.
And then he also appeared in another episode, so I got to meet him twice. And he was just such a great guy. He was so funny. He was like, oh, okay, I'm here for my one line and stuff, and then he gave me a big old hug and was like, oh, well, this is where the disappointment starts, and stuff like that. He was a great dude. Took a picture, and Carl even drew like a I think it's on. I remember seeing it on his. Like, he used to have a blog way back in the day. I remember I used to look at his World of Warcraft art because I used to be obsessed with that game.
Oh man!
And he drew a picture of Chowder meeting Hellboy, and he drew Hellboy in his art style, and Chowder like getting all excited. And he gave that to me, and I don't know where it is. I'm sure it's lost now, but yeah. But I think it's still on his web. It's on the internet somewhere.
That's super wholesome. Arbor never changes. Man, Ron Perlman is classic. I definitely liked Hellboy when I was younger, very heavily.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to ask about so I wanted to touch on it, just not like because I know it's kind of beaten to the ground with with facts about you, but like I know that you voiced Gumball in the pilot.
Yeah. For
Gumball. Yes. And then there were some complications with you getting you. Did they have to have you fly out all the way to?
So what they wanted to do is how we recorded Chowder was because the episode where the animation runs out and we were all in the studio. That's the actual studio. There's nothing different about it. That's how we did it. We did it all in the same room to get the chemistry and whatnot. And that's also how the Cartoon Network preferred to record a lot of their stuff, is everyone in the same booth. Because it's so easy to play off each other, and you get so much more natural,
better chemistry.
Absolutely. It is the preferred way to do it, at least back in the day. Of course, now it's all isolated, and fucking hell, some people don't even leave their own homes. They have their recording studios in their home. They don't even leave. It's so that sounds awesome, I'm not gonna lie, but so the thing is I did the pilot, then it got greenlit. And I was offered, but then the thing is that if I were to take it, I'd have to basically move to the United Kingdom for I think it was 8 months or so for the first season.
Yeah.
Just because, because we would fly out to California. You can get away. The studio can get away with helping you get the money to fly out every week, especially with frequent flyer miles and stuff. Because I'd fly out on Monday night, record Tuesday morning, and then fly back Tuesday. But that's California. That's a 3.5-hour flight. It sucked, but that's manageable.
Yeah.
Flying across the ocean every week is not manageable. Absolutely. So they wanted me to which makes a total sense. So they would prefer if I stayed there for I think it was 6 or 8 months. It was a long period of time, and I was just starting high school. I'd just gotten into a relationship at the time, and my mom was like, I don't want to really do that. I was like, I'll be honest with you, I don't really want to do it either. Just because that'd be that was a difficult decision to make, and we all kind of sort of came together as a family to make that decision, because obviously I was still I was 15 at the time, so my mom would have to go with me. So it was just been a lot of stress on everyone. So
moving to the UK at a young age, or specifically at the age you were around that time, would be very, very massive change.
yeah.
I almost feel like it'd be easier if you were a little bit younger. I feel
honestly, I totally agree. If I was 10 or 11, that's when I did Chowder, I think it would have been easier. But it's now I got a life. Oh,
yeah, exactly. I've been replaying FusionFall. There's an open source version that you can play.
Oh my god.
So I'm getting close to your area of the game.
Oh my lord.
I wanted to how long was it in between recording for like regular episodes of Chowder and then recording for FusionFall, do you think that you
I
came
want to
back?
say that was about maybe 9 months to a year. It
Okay,
wasn't.
so that
It
wasn't that long.
It
yeah.
wasn't. It wasn't tremendously long. No.
Okay.
I remember that was a really, really, really fun day too, because I
yeah.
kind of sort of always wanted to voice in video games, and
I'm sure that was huge. For you.
and it was I'd say maybe about like a 5-6 hour session, and it was just but nothing but great fun. And there was so much like they gave me, because it was a completely different like, not studio, but well, yeah, basically like completely different like crew and whatnot. So
right.
like it was very different from recording Chowder, but it was also just like really, I don't know. It was really, really, really fun. Like it was, and I didn't have nearly as many like restrictions and stuff like that. Like I could just do whatever I wanted to do basically. And they gave me a lot of like, like a lot of like improv lines and stuff like that. So it was really fun.
Well, that's awesome.
Really fun.
Sweet. So is that is that the only game that you voiced Chowder in? Okay.
Yes.
Because I knew that in Punch Time Explosion, Tara Strong did your voice.
Yeah. There's the only thing about that is that I've talked about this before, where it's like, obviously, if anyone were to do it before that wasn't me, I'd obviously prefer Tara, because Tara is the best. But at the same time, like I could still do the voice, and they just didn't ask me.
Yeah,
I didn't know about the game until I saw it on store shelves. I didn't even know that it was a thing. So I was like, oh
wow.
Yeah,
that's
I didn't even
kick in the balls right there.
It was a little bit of a kick in the nuts for sure. I was like, I mean, I could have done that. I would have liked to do that,
So did you get any royalties from the game using Chowder at all, or
no?
Okay.
I don't even think I got royalties for FusionFall.
Really?
Oh, I got paid to do it, but I don't believe I got any royalties for that.
That's interesting. So I know you have kept up. You said Dwight kept up with you over the years.
A little bit, not in recent years, but he was the one that I kept in contact with the most.
Right. Okay. That's so wild, because I know him from the A-Team.
Oh yeah.
That's
Mad Murdoch, baby.
Yeah, Mad Murdoch. Oh man. Such a classic.
So for the fake fan here, is that the guy who voiced Mung?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
Let's see here. So I know growing up in the industry is going to give you a little bit of a different view on things, and like, of course, your time is going to be handled a lot differently, as opposed to just having a lot of free time as a kid, because you're going to be flying, like you said, you were flying out to California a lot and then flying back to Texas, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I like what, because I know we're about the same age anyway, so I'm just curious what shows and what stuff that you find nostalgic yourself. Like what fond memories do you have of growing up in between recording, like stuff that you did on your own time? What were some of your favorite things growing up?
Well, the funny thing is, and this is always something that always like makes people raise an eyebrow, you'd be surprised, didn't watch many cartoons growing up.
Oh yeah, really?
Funnily enough, I was in the industry and I didn't really watch too many cartoons growing up. In fact, as Chowder was airing, I think I only watched the first season as it aired, and then I hadn't actually seen the entirety of Chowder till like last year.
Wow, that's crazy.
I'm not even kidding, because like it's I don't want to wash myself.
I totally get that.
But really, growing up for me was music, and like video games mainly, and like movies and stuff. Like I was like big into like what's nostalgic for me is I was big into like Godzilla movies and and obviously it's no secret that I have amassed a giant collection of Transformers that I'm now trying to unmask. But so I was really big into Transformers, and then I was really big into music and like World of Warcraft and stuff like that. Took up a decent chunk of my time when I was younger and stuff.
So I know you like a lot of metal.
Yeah.
What was your first like big music interest? Was it metal, or did you start off like with something different and then work your way to metal on your own, or did somebody show you?
The first thing that made me like harder music is actually Crush 40.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah.
The Sonic the Hedgehog band. Yeah.
It's Crush 40. And then you so I listened to Crush 40 all the time when I was younger, and then my brother, he's 4 years older than me, so he listened to bands like Whitechapel, Suicide Silence, As I Lay Dying, A Day to Remember, Devil Wears Prada, and All That Remains. So those are just the bands that I grew up with. So I was like, oh well, so I grew up with a lot of kind of the mid 2000s metalcore and deathcore sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And then so I was exposed to that at a pretty young age. So because my brother was 4 years older than me, and he was into that stuff. Like he was like the appropriate age for it at the time, and I was a little too young for it, but I still loved it anyway. So it just stuck, and it's like people are always like, oh yeah, you'll grow out of your metal phase, and nope, has not happened. I still listen to metal constantly.
Absolutely. I get in phases for me. It comes and goes. I'll listen to metal for a few months straight, and then I'll go back to because I like a lot of classic vintage funky stuff.
Oh, that's pretty that's sick as well.
Yeah, that's mostly what I listen to. So but I go back and forth between everything. I kind of listen to a little bit of everything.
For me, I have phases, but it's just different types of metal.
Oh yeah.
So I'll be like, I'm definitely, it's like today's this month's been more of a technical death metal month, and then the next month will be more melodic, and then it's like, maybe we'll go back to the old school metalcore and stuff, and then it's like some hair metal in there, some thrash, and
oh yeah,
death metal, black metal. I love it all.
I love me some metal, man. I've been to some pretty wild metal shows. I broke somebody's nose at a Slayer concert one time.
Oh my god, that's insane.
I got thrown back and my elbow hit him right into the nose, and it just broke his nose. He was totally cool about it though, because everybody was being super rough anyway.
I got my forehead cut. I got my forehead cut by some dude's watch.
Oh really?
One time on it was like a nick. Really, it really didn't. It wasn't anything bad. But yeah, he freaking helicopter crop killing decked me with his big ass watch.
Skull 30.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
That's amazing. I seen I'm gonna say Necrogoblicon. I don't know if you know who they are.
Oh man, I've seen them too.
Yeah,
I saw them at Warped Tour.
I'm friends with their keyboardist and the guy who used to play John Goblicon before they started doing their talk show with him and everything, because they changed him.
Yeah. That's super sick.
Yeah,
I love that band. I'll be real. The latest album is a bit hit and miss for me, but their earlier their stuff their earlier stuff is really, really good. I have a few of their CDs and everything.
Yeah, they're really great guys. They put on a really good show. Especially when they got the Goblin with them.
Oh yeah, Power Core is probably my favorite song by them.
Yes, Power Core.
That's a great one.
I like Power Core. That's a really good one. I like Prince of the Land of Stench is a good one.
Ooh, that is a good one. Yep.
Yeah. I love anything that samples like old shit too, like that, like sampling from Labyrinth, or there's some I guess like Midwest emo type songs that sample a lot of movies that I really
my gosh, that was such a big thing back in like mid 2000s deathcore. It's just like random movie quotes being put in before like a really heavy breakdown. You're like, what the
fuck? Exactly. Yeah. So let's see. You said you played a lot of games then. So what games were you playing around that time? What
Oh man, I was into a little bit of everything. I Obviously, I've mentioned I played a lot of World of Warcraft. Just recently got clean of that addiction. Like, not even kidding, like 4 days ago.
Oh man.
Let my count lapse. I'm like, all right, I need a break.
Yeah.
Sure. But I like back in the day, one of my favorite games of all time is the original Jack and Daxter. I love that game and played that game to death.
Daxter's classic.
And like grew up playing like the Sonic games. Now not so much because they're not really all that good anymore.
Oh yeah.
But like Sonic Adventure 2 and stuff like that, and also like played like a decent amount of Warcraft 3 and stuff, like computer games. I was addicted to Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 for a while.
Oh my god, yeah. So many hours on Roller Coaster Tycoon as a kid.
Yep.
I played a lot of Age of Empires 2.
There you go. That's a good one too.
Dawn of War, Warhammer 40K.
Oh man, I didn't play. I played a lot of the second Dawn of War.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
I'm more into Warhammer Fantasy, or I guess it's called Age of Sigmar now. But
yeah, that's a good one. Oh yeah, okay. I remember I didn't have the money for a subscription for WoW, so I would just do the trial over and over. And
there you go. Oh, it was it's funny. I made obviously I made pretty decent money on Chowder, and it was still a hassle to convince my parents to let me spend a mere $15 of it a month to feed my WoW addiction.
Man, times were definitely different.
Yeah, so I was never like the biggest Chowder fan, mostly because I lived out in the boondocks and we barely got any TV.
I was gonna say it's okay. You can say the show sucked. It's all right. You won't hurt my feelings.
Well, if it did, I don't know. No. I've probably seen like maybe a dozen episodes over the years. I remember the one that had something to do with Meeches.
Oh my gosh, where oh boy, he had they're like vicious creatures, right? Something like that.
I think so, yeah, because like Mung's like trying to
you know just about as much as I do, and I was on the damn thing.
I think Mung was like trying to explain to Chowder how to make them, and then of course he screws it up when Mung leaves. Because
Mung was too big of a he's little, he was too scared to because the Meeches are like kill him or whatnot, so he had me and Schnitzel do it. See, now I remember. Yeah, he was a little bit of a bitch, and so he forced Chowder and Schnitzel to do it, and we almost died, and then we needed Mung's strength to give us the strength to harvest them. I don't know, I don't remember.
Was there a moral there? Probably not.
I think the moral is don't be a bitch. Honest.
Yeah. Don't work with a guy named Schnitzel, first of all.
Yeah.
No.
Don't never trust those rock people.
But I was looking on your IMDb, of course, because once again, fake fan.
It's all good, brother.
And I saw I saw in your personal details is something interesting. It says you're 4'3.5".
Oh, not anymore.
So, you up to like what, 4'8" or?
Oh no. Well, see. So this is something that I am super self-conscious about. I'm like 5'5" on a good day.
That's great. You need to contact IMDb then.
Oh, I know.
They're doing you dirty over there.
Well, see. Okay. Well, the story behind that is I have no clue what my IMDb login is because we did own that. And then after my mom passed away, all that shit is just freaking lost. So it's like I'd have to get in contact with him at some point.
Dang.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit on there that it's like.
Yeah. Well, when you Google your name under movies and TV shows, there's a bunch of like old Hispanic movies from like the 60s.
I was definitely in all those. My career has spanned longer than my actual existence.
Yeah. It's so funny because it has Chowder, and then immediately second, it's El Club del Clan from 1964.
Oh, dude, let me tell you, that was such a great time doing that. That was great.
Oddly enough, it was another Ron Perlman joint.
Yes. Yeah. That was the second time I worked with him.
So you worked on a show called Dennis and Nasher as well.
I didn't.
You didn't?
I auditioned for it.
Okay.
I got a bunch of callbacks for it, I believe. I still have the like audition script somewhere, I think, because going through all these scripts and storyboards for Chowder, I found a lot of miscellaneous stuff, and I think that was one of them. So that's the only thing I know about that, is that I definitely auditioned for it. And I believe I got a callback because I have 2 scripts, and that's typically the only reason you'd have more than one.
Right. Yeah.
So that's what I can discern
on
from
the
that.
cast list for it, so that's why I was.
Yeah, there's some shit on there that is just incorrect, and that's one of them.
Bambi 2. How was
that? There we go.
Any flower stands out there?
I know, right? If you really wanna hear something weird, it's go listen to how I sound then, because that was my first major role.
Oh yeah, okay. It's a year before Chowder, wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh, I recorded that when I was like freaking 6.
Oh yeah, I'd say you had recorded a few years earlier. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I was super young when I did that.
That's crazy.
My first major job when I was 6. Get on my level. Okay. I was working.
All of us are a 6-year-old prodigy, man.
I was 6 years old, had all these bills and shit. No. No. It was great. That was, I remember. So there is a wholesome story with that, because I remember that was the first time me going out to California, and I went out there for the weekend. Well, the casting director for Disney, who I forget his name, he was so wonderful. I don't think he's actually with the company anymore. Makes sense, because he was actually genuinely good. And so what he did was we recorded Bambi 2. I did it in about a weekend. And then so it's me and my mom in California, and he goes, oh, did you guys stay? Do you guys have time to go to Disneyland while you were here? And we're like, nah, we're just enjoying the sights and stuff. He goes, you mean to tell me that you came to California to work on a Disney show or work on a Disney production and you didn't go to Disneyland? So then he paid out of his pocket for 2 extra days for our hotel and tickets to Disneyland, so me and my mom could go enjoy Disneyland.
Wow, that
amazing. Dude was awesome.
That's amazing. Yeah. So you were scouting for roles even back then, correct? You weren't just.
Oh yeah, I was auditioning ever since I was like 6. So I got that one pretty quick.
That's awesome.
So you're a natural, is what you're trying to say.
I mean, it is what it is.
Oh man,
my incredibly short resume speaks for itself.
Yeah, if you got it, you got it. You know.
Yeah, no, it is what it is.
Yo, Nick, I've been checking your Instagram, man. It looks like you got jacked, bro. What's
Thanks.
What are you doing nowadays? I know you're lifting weights and stuff, but are you doing like a specific diet or something?
I'm eating less and working out more is the diet, and I'm trying to stick a lot with proteins, of course, and trying to. Basically, the big thing is, and everyone will tell you this, it's cutting out like any
carbs,
liquid calories.
Yeah,
liquid calories are what gets you, because it's so easy. Because it's like you can eat like a healthy thing and not be hungry. It's like, but like people are always freaking thirsty. Like you could just sip on soda all day and gain the calories all day long if you want. So it's that, and been walking more outside and stuff, and just really trying to focus on that. But I appreciate that. That makes me feel great.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. Honestly, and you drinking protein and stuff.
Not currently, just because it's a little expensive right now.
Yeah, that's true. Protein is too expensive. But you can get
bowl of cereal, and freaking turkey bacon, and pork and beans and stuff like that. And
nice.
Of course, chicken whenever I can stand it, because I actually used to be way more shredded at some point. A lot of those pictures aren't online of me. Like I was at one point, I think I was had like 11% body fat and was like 138, like lean, shredded, freaking. And at that point I was only like eating chicken and broccoli, to the point where I if I smell grilled chicken, I like lose my appetite. I hate grilled chicken so much now. It's rough.
It is rough. Hurts your jaw and stuff.
Was that around like the Bambi 2 recording or?
It was a Jack 6-year-old.
More chicken.
That makes me think of the Ren and Stimpy episode where they like pretend to be the mom and dad of the prisoner for the day. And he's like, "What do you want to eat?" And he's like, "Meat." Okay, what do you want to drink? And he says, "Meat."
Nigel, meat's not a drink.
Anything can be a drink. You just need the right processor.
Yeah.
You just need a Blendtec blender, and everything can be a drink.
Don't breathe this.
Don't breathe this. That is the question.
Man, that is a classic throwback right there.
Absolutely.
Blenders.
Freaking love
They
that.
still
Will it
make
blend?
those
I know.
episodes.
They still freaking make those.
Man. So, speaking of YouTube, is there any big YouTubers that you liked to watch growing up? Did you watch a lot of YouTube?
I do and did. I just watch like random shit now, but it's like back like I guess like big YouTubers I'd say. Like of course, I grew up like watching Smosh and stuff, of course, like everybody did.
I sent some mail to Smosh at one point.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Smosh is classic. I watched a lot of Tobuscus.
Oh right, I did watch a little bit of Tobuscus.
Yeah.
Tobuscus.
Yes. He went through a phase where that is a good question. I wonder, was he hosting Cartoon Network around the time when Chowder was still airing new episodes, or was that right? After?
It definitely wasn't the time I definitely don't think it was the time Chowder was airing. I think that was a little bit after.
Must have been like right during Seeing Reels or right after Seeing Real, because it was around the time of the Annoying Orange show, I want to say.
I forgot they had a show about that.
Yeah. They had a show on Cartoon Network. And Tobuscus was like the Cartoon Network host in between, episodes of whatever. And he would like,
I definitely was not watching Cartoon Network at that time because I didn't even know Tobuscus hosted Cartoon Network at one point.
Yeah. I am a massive geek about little known facts like that.
That's awesome.
About cartoons and TV shows and oh man. Was so recording Chowder, I know you were younger. It's going to be hard to remember, and you said you didn't watch most of it, until recently anyway.
Yeah.
But was there any specific like recording sessions or like episodes that stuck out the most to you in memory?
Well, I can tell you a definite favorite episode is of course Grubblegum, because it was based off of a video game that me and Carl liked and we talked about. It was based Katamari Damacy. It's based off of Katamari Damacy. So we both enjoyed that game and we talked about it. And then a few weeks later, he wrote an episode about it.
That's
I was
awesome.
like, that is so cool. And there's even like a little nod to whenever the Grubblegum gets like really, really big and starts rolling around the city. The music that is playing is actually like an instrumental version of the Katamari theme.
I noticed that watching the episode. I was like, this is very Katamari. Like, that's one of my favorite games from that time.
I love Katamari. Katamari Damacy is definitely up there in one of my favorite games.
That leads into another question I had. Like, were there any ideas that you had that they would throw in on the show? That you remember, like specifically.
So, there'd be like different like vocal things, like I'd just be silly and I would do silly takes sometimes. Yeah. The one that comes to mind that actually one of my friends showed me again because it's so weird is out of nowhere, like in the Cinnamon Monster episode when it's like Mung's like, we have to get out of here. It's like, and I'm like, yeah, and he's running out of snacks, and I randomly go, I'm hungry, Mung, I really am, for no reason. to do a British accent for no reason.
Gosh.
That was all me. That was all
That's
me.
one of my favorite Chowder quotes. That's probably one of the ones that I quote.
That was-
honestly.
I don't know. I think me and my because we'd get the scripts and storyboards, and me and my mother would go over it, and we'd joke around amongst ourselves. And whenever we were like going over it at home, I'd always, I'd always read that line in a British voice for no reason.
Yeah.
And my mom thought, because it made my mom laugh, so I just did it in there. And there you go. Also, another thing, not like a more specific, it's not like a more specific thing, but it's the fact that Carl and I talked an awful lot, of course, C.H. Greenblatt. And, he's the one, the lead writer of the show and the creator of the show. He started to base Chowder just off of me. Like,
right.
He just started to write Chowder around, my personality and stuff. So
that's awesome.
He thought I was such a kooky character in real life. So,
That's super special, man. That's like,
yeah. So a lot of those like weird, like Chowder's like weird, like mannerisms and like inflections in his voice is just actually how I just used to talk. Like, a lot of that stuff is so.
That's great. I know that the concept of Chowder started as like one of his was an old creation of his that ended up Chef Boyardee commercials. It was like Chef Junior or something like that. And it ended up formulating into Chowder basically eventually. The concept for the show, at least, not the characters are vastly different, but it was apparently an old comic book that he had written out as a test.
See, I didn't even know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, same with Schnitzel. Schnitzel was a design he had made back in the 90s, apparently.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and he just reworked him for Chowder and changed him up a little bit, and that's what became Schnitzel.
I don't know if this is like going too deep into it. It's kind of corny, but I heard like Chowder actually has ADHD. Like that's a theory.
Hell if I know. I don't personally have it, but I mean, I'm sure he does. I'm sure it's in there somewhere.
All right, man.
All those I've forgotten a lot of people, like even like on stream and stuff, like saying like, "What do you think about this theory?" I think you might have even seen one because. Oh, by the way, I really appreciate you watching my stream last night. That was awesome to see.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Chill vibes going.
And people ask me like, "Oh, what about? Have you heard of this theory?" I go, "Nope, haven't heard about it." I mean, hell if I know. I mean, I'm not gonna. It's like,
I feel like I have now. Whatever you tell me is the first I've heard of it.
I'll just confirm them all at this point. Like, yes, 100%, 100%.
Yes. Is Chowder actually 80,000 years old?
100%. 82,000 actually.
Oh, sorry. Stupid YouTube video.
Yeah, they got it wrong. But it's just off by a couple thousand years. It's no big deal.
I heard it was Chowder that crossed the Delaware.
That is actually the reincarnation of Cthulhu. He is the elder god that will kill us all.
Oh, man.
His stomach is a never-ending black hole of death, actually.
Oh.
All right, let's play some WoW.
Little known fact.
Yeah, one of my favorite parts of the show from the bits that I did see was the art style of like having that still painting or like design, and then the characters would move through it.
Yeah,
that was
like
pretty
the
cool.
like parallaxing patterns
Cool
and stuff
effect,
like
yeah.
that. It's really cool. I love that too.
I can't remember the anime that he had referenced that he got the inspiration for that from. It was some older anime show that did that same kind of design. I should have written it down, but yeah, that was one of the interesting things that I had read about other shows that did similar things with the backgrounds like that.
I was gonna say, I'm sure I won't know it because I don't watch anime.
Oh yeah, I don't either really.
I always get shit for that. People are always like, "Really? What? You don't watch anime?" I go, not really.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some good ones out there for sure, but I don't really watch anime.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Well, there's actually a lot of good ones, so I'm actually.
So really should get on it. Actually, you should really get on it. Change that about
literally,
yourself.
guys, like, literally, that's not even true. Like,
What have you been up to lately? Any video games recently?
Just just beat the WoW addiction. Pretty happy about that. Working out. Still trying to freaking sell all my stuff, which in this economy isn't the easiest thing to do.
yeah, for
But
sure.
Quit WoW, started crack.
yeah, no, right. It's like, I quit WoW, but I started drinking again. That was kind of weird. Whoops. No. But I've recently become kind of sort of become friends with a group of cool people called like Vibes Crew. They have their own like little podcast, and it's really cool because I don't know. It's like I've never been a part of anything really besides Chowder, obviously. But it's like in my adult life, I've never really been part of a group. So I love hanging out in there. So I spend a lot of time chilling with those guys and
Awesome.
shooting the shit, as it were, and also help. Like because they invited me on and to talk about Chowder, so I did, and then we all just kind of sort of became friends. And now, whenever they need help with anything and stuff like that, I help them out where I can and all that good stuff.
That's awesome. I watched their podcast with you. It was a very good podcast.
Oh, did you actually watch it?
Yeah, I sat and watched this.
Did you watch the whole thing?
I did. I actually did.
I haven't done that yet. I'm still on it. It's just because I skip all my parts, I skip all my parts. Yeah, they're great group of people, and they've really helped me out a lot. So I appreciate them a whole bunch.
Well, that's interesting that you were saying like how you haven't gotten to really be a part of like a good group lately. It's because a lot of people online were like speculating you had died.
Yeah, I did not know that. I did not know that till they were telling me about it. I had no fucking clue that people actually thought I died. I'm like, really? Man, a motherfucker wants some privacy, and everyone thinks that you're just dead. That's impressive.
Yeah, I was looking up, other videos, so that way I was going to try not to be too monotonous. If like you had been asked something too much, I didn't want to just like keep asking you the same things everybody was asking, if I could help it. And like a lot of the videos where people speculate. These were like older videos, but a lot of them were people speculating, like, "Where is he? He's disappeared!" Like, and like, man,
I remember my buddy Shade from Vibes Crew. He showed me a video, and it's in a video that he did, where one guy was like, "See, people can stop acting. That's normal, but with Nikki Jones, it's different." I'm like, how? How was it different? And then he never elaborated on it, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
The video essays on YouTube get ridiculous sometimes. They make claims and then
it's to me it's such a easy like puzzle. It's like, he stopped acting around the time he went into high school and like would begin to like have a life. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it doesn't seem like that much of a stretch. Like,
it's pretty easy to deduce what happened. Like, if he had died, I'm pretty sure it would be all over the news. Like, oh, the freaking star of Chowder, a cult cartoon show, has passed away or something.
Yeah.
It would probably be everywhere if that were the case.
It would definitely not be difficult to figure out if I died.
Yeah.
It'd be a little bit different if like when Chowder ended, like you just stopped everything completely, like immediately, and it already had kind of suspiciously gotten canceled, and then maybe people could speculate.
That would have been great. That would have been great. Yeah, if I just immediately stopped everything and didn't pursue anything else after that, that'd been amazing. It's like Chowder got canceled, and then this dude just stopped acting.
They make a special on Cartoon Network, Chowder's Missing.
Chowder's Memorial.
There's just Chowder on the back of milk cartons.
Yeah.
Chowder's missing. We can't find Chowder.
That's an amazing impression, by the way.
Thank you. I love David Schneider.
That is. He was on top of him. He was so great to work with. I remember one time because I loved Aqua Team Hunger Force growing up, and he I remember one time for Christmas he got me like an action figure set from Aqua Team Hunger Force, and it was so awesome.
those figure sets were really, really well done too for being an Adult Swim show at that time, because Adult Swim did not have like major funding really. Like
for sure. I mean, have you seen some of the shit on there? Have you seen Xavier the Angel or whatever the hell?
Xavier Renegade Angel.
Xavier Renegade Angel is an amazing show, but
Absolutely.
Holy crap, the production value on that show is remarkable.
Aqua Teen is definitely a classic.
I remember one Christmas, me and Dwight, we exchanged old like horror films, like old monster horror films. I got him. It was Them, which is a movie about giant ants.
Oh yes.
And both the two versions of The Lost World before
Jurassic Park.
Before the Jurassic Park versions of like the 1930s and the 1960s version. And then he'd got me like a Ray Harryhausen like collection set and stuff like that.
Wow.
So it was
really cool.
It was really cool because I remember we didn't talk about it. It was just like, oh, I'm just gonna get these movies for Dwight because we talk about old movies all the time. So I think he'd really appreciate these. And then I remember whenever he opened his present, he goes, "We're exchanging gifts! Oh my gosh!" He goes, "You gotta open up mine now." And it was just a bunch of. Oh, it was wonderful.
What an awesome coincidence!
Yeah, that was a really, really good day in the studio for sure.
So, did you watch a lot of? Do you watch a lot of Mystery Science Theater? Do you enjoy?
I don't watch Mystery Science Theater. I've seen clips of it though. So I'm very aware of it.
Highly recommend if you like old B movies.
I watch a lot of Red Letter Media though.
So. Red Letter Media.
Yeah,
they're great.
Oh my god! Fucking Rich Evans.
Dick the Birthday Boy.
It's impressive how popular that's become.
I know, man. True. It's so crazy too, considering because I remember seeing that meme way back. Way back.
Yeah.
And then finding out that it's just somebody that I had regularly watched for years was so wild.
That reminds me of you guys know like the blinking guy meme.
Yeah.
Guy, well he was like a producer, sort of like tech guy for the Giant Bombcast, which was like a video game podcast.
Okay.
Me and my brother listened to for years, like since 2008, when podcasts became a thing, And it was so funny. Like we listened to that podcast and like followed their website and shit for probably 4 or 5 years or more before that meme popped up, and it was just so funny because like. Not that Giant Bomb was like tiny, like some people knew who they were, but like 99% of the people who used that meme have no idea about Giant Bomb, and it was crazy to see how big it got.
I knew about Giant Bomb, but I did not know that's where that meme came from.
Yeah, it was just like a random like Unprofessional Friday where they were playing video games, and they just had zoomed in on Drew's face, and it became a meme.
But what was Drew reacting to? Like, why did he do that?
It was just some moment in a video game, something that somebody said or whatever.
Yeah.
He just gave that reaction because on all their recordings they'll do zoom in stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like that one, for whatever reason, just got a lot of attention.
That's awesome.
But yeah, same sort of thing where it's like you see everybody else now experiencing something that you'd almost forgotten about.
Yeah, I mean, I remember watching those Red Letter Media videos back when it was like what is it? The like Phantom Menace review. Like I remember watching that when that came out.
Wow.
Like real, like that was like 2009 or something.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
That was back when he was still doing.
It was pretty much just Mr. Plinkett. He was.
Yeah, Plinkett.
Yeah.
Plinkett, yeah. Couldn't think of his name. Sorry.
They didn't
Plankman.
even Plankman, yeah. They didn't have like they have so many shows now that are so popular, but pretty much back in the day it was just Mr. Plinkett. And now they barely even use Mr. Plinkett at all.
I know. I think they used him in like a recent video.
They
just the other
did
day,
for
but-
like the Halloween
Halloween
ins.
Yeah,
They had like a segment for Mr. Plinkett, which was like really nostalgic. It was like, oh,
Exactly.
what the hell?
Such a throwback, just in itself. Oh man,
So random yet so awesome.
that's it's so crazy how how far they've come too with this.
Oh, I
sets
know.
and, like, having an entire studio of
Yeah, they have a whole fucking warehouse.
Yeah.
Shit, now it's insane. I love those guys.
man. Well, I think that should conclude the podcast. I want to thank Mr. Nick Jones for coming on.
Thank you
being
very much
here.
for having me, man. It was fun.
Absolute legend. I really, really never thought I would see the day that I had Chowder in my Discord, but you know,
it was strange times, Mike.
life is
Strange
crazy.
times. Yeah.
I hope to have many adventures with you in the future. If you'd like to play some
Absolutely.
games sometime, do a video together, anything,
Absolutely.
totally down. If you want to plug any of your socials or anything you're doing, I'll give you the floor.
Yeah, sure. Well, I stream semi-regularly on Twitch at twitch.tv/NickSlayerOfNar. Nar is spelled Gnaar. It's a serious Sam reference. I know, it's a weird word. And then I'm on Instagram and TikTok, and also I got the whole eBay thing where I'm selling all my toys that I've collected over the years. And for fans, if you can message me if you want to buy something from me, you can message me, and I will ask you what your favorite Chowder episode is, and I will get a storyboard panel from that episode and sign it. Totally free of no extra cost.
Hell yeah.
Because I have recently sorted through all those storyboard panels, so I'm like, I really don't need all these.
That's
I
awesome.
don't need all this paper. It's like fucking hundreds of pounds of paper, and it's like, and moving that because I just recently moved in July to this new place, and it sucked
I'd say so.
to carry all that stuff.
Jeez.
So that's sort of what I'm doing. So.
That's cool. You're giving it to people who will probably take care of it as well.
Absolutely,
That's a
absolutely. And I don't like the idea of like selling them individually. So it's like, well, you buy something that has an innate value, and you get the storyboard panel for free.
Oh yeah,
so.
Perfect.
Yep, that's pretty awesome. So be sure to follow Nick at all of his socials. I'll be linking them in the description. Be sure to follow Joe and Adam as well. If you guys got anything going on, you guys got anything special happening?
Nothing new, just streaming every day on Twitch, playing Magic.
I'm selling feet pictures on OnlyFans. Please check out.
Oh, okay.
If you can link that to me, that'd be great.
comes with a free signed storyboard.
Oh shit. Oh, that's great. Well, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys listening, and be sure to stop in next time for another episode. Be sure to follow, subscribe, turn the bell for your notifications, and thanks for watching.